All right, so welcome back to Zombie Squad Cast, and this episode I have Anthony JIROUSCHEK. Did I pronounce that right?
Yeah, close enough.
Correct me. What is it?
JIROUSCHEK?
JIROUSCHEK?
Yes.
All right, JIROUSCHEK. Yeah, man. So yeah, sorry about that. I'm usually pretty good with names, but yeah, Anthony and I acted in a couple of crime shows. I think just recently we did one right before the pandemic. Anthony's a fellow actor in the DMV, professional actor, screenwriter. From what I can tell, sent me a pretty cool short screenplay. So fellow screenwriter, fellow actor, fitness buff. I'm not really as hardcore into fitness as you are. So without further ado, Anthony, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about what you do, who you are, and what's been going on.
Yeah, so like you mentioned, I'm in Nova. I act. My day job is actually doing cybersecurity at a large financial institution here in the area. Um, and that short story is the first one that I've done. So looking to get that actually created outside of this whole pandemic that we're going through right now. And I think that's pretty much it. Like, I just moved to the East Coast a couple of years ago. No family here or anything like that. So, moved out here for the job.
Yeah. Okay. Moved out to the East Coast from where?
From Texas.
Oh yeah, Texas. Okay, Texas. Okay, so you came out here for the work.
Yeah. Yeah. So I separated from the Air Force and moved out here for Capital One.
Capital One. Okay, yeah, big money, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think I have a Capital One card somewhere. So I take it based on. I mean, I guess like you said, your full time job is financial security. I guess you're still working. Are you like working from home? You're still active.
Yes. Yeah. So I think this is around day 50 or something for us working from home. Um, Usually I can work from home anytime I really need to. And then the general, I guess, guidelines for everyone else is 1 day a week. So usually on Fridays, people work from home. And then with this, it wasn't too big of a shift. We just got a little bit more equipment and moved it into our house.
Right. Yeah. So just with me, one of my rosters, because I'm full time freelance, as you know, but one of my rosters, I do a lot of live streaming for conferences and seminars and events. Like
Mm-hmm.
cybersecurity, like a big cybersecurity conference at say the Marriott in DC. They would want that live streamed and broadcast on their website or their YouTube or whatever. So I would go in and I would live stream it, set up the camera, plug it into a computer, live stream that out to like their website, their YouTube, what have you. But since everything's closed, they figured out a way to send me some gear. I set it up in my house, and we're basically taking Zoom meetings and then refunneling that into another software and then into another software to then stream out and do edit and special effects and graphics and all that stuff, like additional graphics on top of Zoom. And so yeah, so like a couple of my rosters, a couple of my companies figured out a workaround to work from home. And
Nice.
so, been getting lucky here and there. And obviously it goes without saying, cybersecurity, if it's financial cybersecurity, working from a computer is just working from a computer, no matter where it is. So
Yeah.
very cool. Very cool. So are you, that's awesome that you're still, in a comfortable place financially and professionally as far as the full-time job goes. Have you been doing any voice acting, any self-submits for any gigs that plan to shoot in the future? I mean, how have you been impacted as far as the acting and the filmmaking goes?
So honestly, I haven't really been looking for jobs. There was one that I got from my manager, a self-submit request. So I did the tape, sent it off, and then I never got an email from WeTransfer that they downloaded it. So I don't even know if I was submitted for that. But that was the only thing I've done. I Not that I wanted the break, but a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing is also, filmed remotely, no pay and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And it just doesn't seem like something that I would even want to participate in.
Right. No, yeah, I understand. I've been getting a few voiceover opportunities that I'm still looking into, and I'm setting up the audio recording studio to try to figure out how to pull that off. And that's definitely doable. Decent rates. Something to fill in the schedule, but between that and the live streaming and some of the working from home, it's just tough trying to scrape up this and that together. So still working on that and trying to figure that out. But from what I understand, you have a son as well, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you have the kid, or is the kid with you during this quarantine, or?
No, no, he lives with his mom full time in Illinois.
Okay. All right. So at least he's safe there, safe
Yeah.
and healthy. Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Yeah. Yeah.
good.
Awesome. 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 Well, personally, how would you say you've been impacted? I mean, are you staying busy, staying occupied?
Yeah. So it's definitely been interesting, right? So I'm a very extrovert type of person, and obviously, like with acting, I like being in the camera, or being with other actors and actresses, and creating something. So I've definitely missed like hanging out with other people and interacting in that type of environment. Um, Other than that, like with the gyms being closed, I was
Yeah.
supposed to compete next month for a
Mm-hmm.
physique show. So that's been canceled. So now I'm doing an online physique show. So I've been trying to work out at home.
Okay.
It's just not really the same. So I mean there's definitely been some negatives, but I've also found a lot of positives, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I started running for my cardio, and I hate running. Or
Mm-hmm.
I'll walk around the neighborhood and just take some time to be grateful for what I do have and what I can do,
Yeah.
as compared to like focusing on all the things that I can't really access right now.
Yeah. No, I understand. Yeah, as you know, I brought home a kid 2 months ago. So, for lack of a better term, I got a Corona baby, and you and I were talking earlier how one day I'll just realize I haven't showered in 3 days, and we're not doing anything. We're not
Yeah.
going anywhere. We don't even need maternity or paternity leave for
Right.
this kid. We're stuck into the house 24/7, and we're hands on with them all the time. We have the app for the feedings, for the diaper changes. We're on top of it every 3 hours on the dot. Diaper change, baby bottle, nap or playtime or tummy time or whatever the case. But then it's just comes on Monday and it's like, did I fucking shower at all this weekend? There's this basket of laundry. Is that his or ours? Is that
Right.
clean or dirty? When the fuck did we even wash that? Oh, there's another thing of clothes downstairs. What the hell is going on? And so I think we are having a bit of Groundhog Day. Every day is different a little bit. I mean, we can look back at the pictures and tell the kid's gotten bigger. The
Mm-hmm.
kid's hair is getting longer. The kid's starting to develop a personality, he's starting to laugh. He's starting to like make noises, his first attempts at, some gibberish words or whatever.
Right.
But it's like, fuck, man, this is definitely Groundhog Day. You know what I mean? And, Happy Death Day or whatever you call it. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I mean, the wife had a C-section, so she needed a few extra weeks of recovery, but now she's starting to work out. And then, she'll go on a walk, and then I'll go on a run, and then we'll both go downstairs and do a little bit of weights. But the weights and the diet have completely gone out the window as far as, what I was trying to do for, I'm in the National Guard, as you know, and for like acting and just staying in shape and just kind of trying to look relatively good.
Right.
It all went out the window. And so that's definitely something I got to stay on top of, especially with the National Guard, but, secondarily with the acting. But yeah, running, been doing a lot of that,
That's good.
and then trying to figure out, like, do I really care about weights, or do I just play with the kid and like throw him up and just use that as like shoulder chest presses or whatever, or like do squats with him, right?
Yeah.
Or something.
That's funny.
The daddy daycare workout. So, What I guess to keep you occupied, are you watching anything? You binge watching any series? Watched any good movies? You know, something to like keep you uplifted or take your mind off it.
Yeah, so I've actually never seen The Wire, and then I got an email from like Hulu saying that The Wire was on there for free.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched season one of that. Started season two, and then I just kind of got bored of it and switched. And then I watched it's called Outer Banks on Netflix.
Okay.
It's kind of like these high school kids go searching for I think it's like 400 million in gold bars from a like royal UK ship that sunk like way back when.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that was interesting. And then as far as books, I started. So I do like forex trading as well, right? For my personal self.
Forex
And
trading, right?
so like foreign currencies, you buy a dollar, you sell Japanese yen or something, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I started reading this book. It's called Trading in the Zone, and
Okay.
it's like a it focuses more on the psychology aspect of trading.
Okay.
And so I've been reading that very slowly, I might add, but that's the book that I have right now.
Yeah, I had a Mike Brent on my show not too long ago, and he does forex, and he's got a whole platform, got a whole Instagram dedicated to it, and he was doing quite a bit of talking about that and how he's taking advantage of this time to launch his platform. So yeah, go back to one of my earlier episodes, Mike Brent, and I don't know if you want to link up with him or something, but
yeah, wrote it down. Check him out.
Yeah, man, but yeah, I've been on this big. So for the most of the quarantine, I've been on a big '80s kick,
Okay.
watching a lot of old because I'm for the most part I'm an '80s kid. But then I started getting really in depth with Full Moon. So there's this production company made a shitload of like cult classic, terrible horror sci-fi movies back in the day. Full Moon Films, Full Moon Pictures, or something like that. Full Moon. They did, I don't know if you remember the Puppet Master movies, the little evil puppets that came to life, Doll Man, Trancers, Subspecies. What else did they make? They just, yeah, Doll Man. They did this ultra cult classic 70s horror movie called Tourist Trap. Really creepy, but really low budget B, almost C movie level 80s movies, but they're kind of entertaining. They're like so bad they're good kind of movies.
Yeah, is it better or worse than the Leprechaun?
Same level.
Okay.
I mean, production wise, the first and second and third Leprechauns were probably slightly better budget wise, but it's just really cool to look back at like the producer Charles Band, the founder of Full Moon, finding like these production tricks and like these goofy ways to pull off schlock film. So back in the day, you would have competitor movies, exploitation movies. So if Deep Impact came out, so that of course they had to release Armageddon. But back in the 70s and 80s and early 90s, they did that all the time. So if some new vampire movie came out, Charles Band would throw out 7 vampire movies. If there was a hit movie called Scanners, and so he did a whole series of movies called Trancers, which is dealing with mind reading plus time travel and lasers and teleportation, and like he threw a bunch of extra factors into the movie, and it was just crazy. So he would just make these movies to kind of compete, or just go, if you like this one, you would love this one, yada yada yada, and try to like sell off of other people's successes by making his own movies similar to that, and da da da. Well, you find like these tricks that he pulled off, pulling different camera tricks, different in-camera practical effect methods to pull off a special effect and things like that. So yeah, cool. Full Moon. I mean, especially, I wouldn't watch, for example, if he made Trancers 1 through 6, I would only watch the first 3.
Okay.
Helen Hunt got Helen Hunt's career got picked up off of the first couple of Trancer movies, and then she went to Mad About You, and then she went to like films and shit like that. But she was in the first couple of Trancer movies. So he did five subspecies movies. I would only watch the first two. Things of that nature. They just get worse and worse and worse in quality, but he just somehow found a way to continue the story and continue the franchise, and it's ridiculous.
Interesting. You'll
Yeah.
have to check that out.
Yeah, Full Moon Features, I think it's called.
Okay.
But yeah, I just been like sucking in some like bad stuff because there's but I guess on a high quality note, I watched Extraction, Christopher Lemsworth. Yeah, Chris Lemsworth on Netflix. Badass movie.
Yeah, do you like it?
Yeah, that movie is sick. I mean, the director was like actually holding the camera strapped to the hood of a car to pull off a lot of the in-camera tricks with that car chase. And yeah, I mean, I like when a lot of these action movies try to pull off that one take, that one single take action sequence. And me personally, I could find the slick little ways of how they pulled it off, like the little subtle in-camera trick edits. But I love when they pull it off, and it was high octane movie, high octane badass flick.
Yeah, I would love to do an action movie like that, especially with all the like you have the sniper, and then like just I guess selling the fact that you were shot from like however many feet away that guy was the general, I think is what he was.
Colonel, yeah, the Colonel, yeah. And yeah, it was a tough watch. I mean, there was a lot of scenes. It was pretty intense, and then it gets emotional and stuff like that. And tragedy, personal demons and things like that. I've noticed that maybe because I have a kid now, maybe because I have a son, I've been picking up on a lot of smaller things. And it's weird. In the last week, I've watched 4 movies that dealt with the action hero, the star of the movie that lost a son to lymphoma or leukemia or something like that, and it's just like I'm seeing a lot of this. So maybe there's something out there trying to tell me, like, you really got to look after your kid, pay attention to your kid.
Yeah.
Keep, stay sharp. Don't get complacent with your kid, because there's times where it's like, oh, he's fine. Just put him in the swing and watch a movie and have a beer and relax. And it's like, maybe I should just hold him, be more hands-on, got to let go of those old ways where it's like, okay, it's my time now. It's like, you really don't have any time anymore. It's all his time now. Yeah. So, yeah. So, what would you say is your viewpoint on what the new normal is going to be? What people are calling the new normal. What is your viewpoint, going forward for you? What would be the new normal?
So you mean like when everything is back to open?
Well, and this might not have been something I brought up to you before, but not only just your agenda for, say, the next 2 months or the next month, but yeah, when the floodgates are open, quarantine's lifted, shelter in place is lifted. But what, for me, for example, I think a lot of the film and TV gigs and a lot of productions are going to be done so drastically different now. And the way restaurants run, or the way technology is going to be done, because Zoom's blown up, Hulu, Netflix, Amazon Prime, they're re-strategizing what's going to be the new normal for the next 10 years. Yeah. So when you think about like the next couple of years, what do you think? What's your viewpoint on what one thing might be the new normal?
So I think there's going to be and I mean, this has probably been in the works for a while, but I think something, a company or a person or something, will try to take over YouTube, um, especially with like the amount of hours that they've had watched during this time, right? Like everyone's on YouTube in the first place, and then people can't go out. I know I myself probably watch more YouTube than Netflix, for instance, right? Maybe
Mm-hmm.
not in watch time, but the amount of things that I watch or the different topics or whatnot. So I think that there's a big focus on attention, and everyone knows that attention is now like the number one currency, right? So
Attention. Yeah.
I think Gary Vaynerchuk says that, like Elon Musk, and I could be incorrect. I know Gary Vee says that, but I think that's where things are going to start shifting, right? So it's going to be more of, hey, pay attention to our content. For instance, TikTok, right? Like TikTok isn't public yet, but they have millions of viewers every day watching millions of hours and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a rebranding of like Vine back in the day,
Yeah.
you know, with a few more features. So I think stuff like that is where things are going to shift as far as like media and advertising especially goes.
Reevaluating reevaluating the value behind attention
Yeah.
versus a product versus a hands-on thing. There's always going to be that, you know, because at some point you still need hands-on a computer or hands-on peanut butter or hands-on a soft drink.
Sure.
But where the value is the attention of one thing, and then maybe marketing something else through that. Yeah, attention, sure.
Yeah, I mean, like if you look at billboards and stuff now, right? Like how many things have you bought from a billboard? Probably nothing.
Nothing.
Facebook ads or, you know, Instagram ads or hell, even emails, right? Like that's usually where you're going to get your things from.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it'll be interesting.
Yeah, and the wife, maybe about 6 months ago, the wife was giving me a rash of shit about watching TikTok. Oh, you're such a dork. TikTok this, TikTok that. And then in the last 2 weeks, she's been addicted to TikTok, and she's actually bought 3 things off Amazon that she's seen, because her feed is mostly based off of, like, you know, mothers,
Right.
you know, new mothers, and then it's going to obviously expand from there. Mothers of newborns, mother of toddlers, et cetera, et cetera. But right now it's like new mothers.
Mm-hmm.
And she's bought a couple of things off of Amazon based on what she saw in some TikTok videos, that new mother TikTokers were like, oh, this is the next best thing you got to buy right now. Blah, 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 blah. So you're absolutely right. Nailed it. What would you say your agenda is for, say, the next month or two? Your agenda, one goal, even a set of goals, plans. What would that be?
So it all depends on like the timing, right? So I was supposed to go back to Texas for one of my best friends graduating law school. Obviously, that's a big deal. I think that graduation has been canceled. So I need to cancel my flights. The physique show, because I've been restricted to working out at home and now I'm competing online, I definitely want to get back in shape for an in-person show. The gym, like as soon as the gym opens, I'm there. I'll buy all the Lysol or like hand sanitizer I need, like that.
Yeah.
That helps me on a mental aspect as well.
No,
But I think
yeah, well, not to cut you off, but I agree. Actually setting foot in the gym, being around other people lifting, seeing them lift motivates you. Because the first thing me and the wife are going to do is be like, do you really want to fucking run? Do you really want to lift? Well, you know, Gabriel was kind of a headache today. Let's just watch. And then, but if you actually set foot in that gym and you just hear all that iron clanking, you hear the treadmills running, you hear the people dropping weights. It's like, let's go lift shit up, put shit down, until we're donezos. And I can't agree with you more. But back to, like you said, hand sanitizer, Lysol back in the gym.
Yeah, and one of the things that I want to like, so primarily for cardio, I prefer a Stairmaster, right? Stairmaster, stationary bike, and then treadmill or running outside is how I would put those. Um, but one thing I want to keep moving forward is like a walk, on Sunday, maybe go for a walk or go for a run or something, just to keep, not to be like super cliche, but like get out in nature, get some fresh air, spend some time with, maybe I'd just go play football with some friends or something, but
Hmm.
just to get out and be outside and, take everything in.
Hell yeah. Yeah. I mean, me and the wife do that a lot. I got the weighted, well, not the weighted vest. I call him my weighted vest. I got that harness on the front
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
kid, and we'll go do this big long walk. So I got my weighted vest walks with the kid and the wife, and then I got a couple of jogs. And as far as stairs, bro, I'm in a 3-level townhouse, man, and the fucking pacifiers on the top floor, and uh uh the blankets on the bottom floor, and then
Right.
this play mats up there again, and I'm doing stairs. The laundry's up here, the washer dryer is all the way down here, and I'm doing stairs all fucking day. So as far as when I'm focusing on working out, it's all arms or it's running,
Yeah.
because I'm doing stairs. So I'm thinking I'm getting my calves and my squats and my lunges in with all these fucking stairs.
Right.
I don't need to be doing it like leg day. Leg day is every fucking day on these stairs. Yeah, man. So if you had one final point, one bit of advice for our viewers, what would that be? One major point you want to make?
Um, I would say focus on what you can do and what you have rather than, what might not be within your reach or your capabilities right now. I know personally for myself, growing up, that was always like, oh, I don't have money for this, or I can't do this because of XYZ, right? And since I've really started working on shifting my mindset to a more positive mindset and a more grateful mindset, I think it makes you a little bit happier. I mean, I still have road rage, but that's gonna remain a thing here in this area. But I think it helps, like, just to kind of anchor you, right? Like you're not just getting pissed off at every little thing or, making excuses for yourself when you control your life and you can, do what if you put in the work, you can usually accomplish what you're set up for.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more. It's tough. Well, for me, it's me and the wife kind of are in a very special place where we brought home a kid
Mm-hmm.
just as the quarantine happened. So that is like our main focus right now. And production wise, I got a couple of indie projects that I shot over the past 6 months, and so it's just about editing them. And I'm taking my time to edit a little bit here and there, edit a little bit here and there. But I do want to finish it before the quarantine ends, so that once these floodgates open, I can put this stuff out. I can pitch bigger, better things with those. But uh, it's all about what you have, and not and as opposed to what you don't have. Like you said, you can't go to the gym right now. You can't wait, but you found a way to work out at home, do your fitness shows online, like Zoom bodybuilder competitions.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, what else? Like obviously, of course, without a doubt, it would have been Zoom bodybuilding competitions because there's Zoom happy hours, and
Yep.
and I've said this 1,000 times on the show before. We're lucky that this happened now, when we have webcams and we have internet, we have all the streaming services, we have YouTube, we have cell phones, laptops, computers, pads, Chromebooks, video games, the Xbox, the PS4s, guys just playing video games. I mean, the pro gamers are probably making more money on Twitch than anybody else right now, and
Yeah.
voiceover actors. And I'm sure you're well aware, for the last 5-6 years, it's been self submits for auditions and for finding different ways of pulling off a podcast, or pulling off a web series, pulling off a TV show, pulling off commercials. People are just doing self-submits to send them in. And like you said, there's a lot that aren't paying. So you and I are probably at a level where we can't really do much, pro bono work, but maybe there's that one day where it's like, well, fuck it, why not? Because not doing anything else, maybe jump on a passion project for free. But essentially it's like finding, looking at what we do have and making the most out of what we do have, because if we're just naysayers and negative people, it's going to kill us in the end. So
Yeah, I think there was actually a study, I forgot what school it was, but I believe there's a study that somehow attributed a positive mindset to living longer. I think it was like 5 to 7 years or something. I don't know if they just found an actual Grinch and like monitored their life or what, but I'll have to find that and send it to you.
all right, yeah, definitely do that, and I'll post that in the links. So speaking of links, you got any links, plugs, socials you want to put out there?
So my Instagram is at Anthony JIROUSCHEK. Well, I'm sure we'll have a link for it. It's primarily fitness, and by primarily I mean it's only fitness right now. So I started another one for acting, but I haven't posted anything. I don't have a lot of BTS or anything like that. And if you want to add me on Facebook, it's the same, Anthony JIROUSCHEK. So you can find me there. And hopefully I'll start using my own podcast and get you on there again.
Yeah, I'd love to come on there, man. That's like I said, that's all I'm really doing right now is I got a couple of the at-home gigs, but it's just podcasts and networking and just getting information out there and networking and all that stuff. So yeah, so check it out. Links below for Anthony JIROUSCHEK.
Yeah.
JIROUSCHEK's links below in the description, Instagram, his websites, and all that stuff. And for those of you watching, like, subscribe, share, comment, ring the bell for notifications, and check us out next time.